welcome back to Paradise. Today we're doing another tier list.
People love tier lists.
They do be liking tier lists. We're doing all the creature types we could think of, and it might be a lot, so we're actually going to have a little timer. I'm just going to do a timer on my phone.
Sick. That works for me.
But yeah, so just every creature type, what we think about them. We got our normal tier list rankings. We got goaded. It means they're like one of the best creature types of all time. This sparks joy. It means we like it. It's nice. We like seeing them around. Meh, it doesn't really do anything for us. They're not like bad or like annoying or anything. They're just like whatever. And then stinky means they're bad or annoying or terrible or just for some reason we don't like them.
Kind of the opposite of this sparks joy. I don't want to
Yes.
play it. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, it's like I don't like being around it.
But wait, who are you? Who are we?
Oh, my name's Tyler.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome.
And this is Commander Paradise. So we're looking at these dudes in the context of casual Commander.
Yes.
Some of these dudes might be more fun or better or doo-doo doggy water elsewhere, but we don't care about that. Don't talk to me about it.
It's like,
I
yeah,
want to hear.
Warriors are good in CEDH because of Nagila, but like, we don't care about that.
No.
That's not what we're talking about.
But sick. I was gonna say, yeah. So we're gonna do a little bit of a timer just to keep us all on track because we like talking about cards. So we could easily talk about one of these for an hour by accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should just dive on into it. Let's just start ripping.
Okay. So before I start the timer, this first one is dudes with swords. So we had soldiers and warriors and knights as creature types, but they all kind of do the same thing. Like they're all just like generic military guys with like white centered colors, Like they're all kind of the same. So, um, yeah, they're different. Like, I mean, there's some mechanical differences, but they all do the same thing. Like you turn them sideways, and then like they have some commander that helps them somehow. You know?
Gives them a buff, helps them turn sideways, helps make more dudes to turn sideways. You're
Yeah.
probably drawing cards when the dudes are turning sideways.
Or milling cards in with knights, or giving them flying with Harbin. Like, so I don't know. What do you think about the the dudes with swords?
I'm gonna start it off real strong. I think dudes with swords is kind of meh. This is a
Yeah,
fantasy game, and I am a dude who could own a sword in real life. I
yeah,
actually do. I think I do own a sword. So, like, I don't want to play as a dude with a sword in my fantasy card game. I would much rather be like a frog or something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The play patterns are fun, are like kind of fine. It seems basic, like white weenies build most of the time, or like white weenie plus flying, white and blue build. Like those seem to be kind of the main dealios, which are fine. But again, nothing about it excites me. It's dudes, don't care. Swords, kind of cool, but that's about it.
yep, yeah. I agree. Like, I think some of the commanders are kind of cool. Like Sidar Kondo is like a knight's reanimator thing. Like that's kind of interesting. And then Harbin is like the Azorius soldiers card, and I think that card's really cool, but they don't do anything interesting. So I think Mez good for the warriors, the soldiers, anything like that. That's right at
Yeah.
2 minutes. So next up,
Woo!
we got slivers. Slivers are crazy. You know them. You may love them. You may
You
not love
love
them.
them.
They all affect other slivers. They have the hive mind. I'm going to say it. I think slivers are kind of stinky because, like, they're cool. Like, the flavor of slivers are objectively awesome. Like, this hive mind thing, and they're like, they all buff each other. But like play pattern wise, I think it's like kind of toxic. It's like you either play the bunch of slivers and you win, or they board wipe you and then you don't do anything. It's so like one or the other. Like there's no like you don't build like a oh this is my normal sliver deck. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That doesn't exist. You always got to
Yeah,
worry about the sliver deck. Like there's no
it might.
chill sliver deck.
There's no chill sliver deck. It might exist with the new one that came out that's basically just Encore, but the problem is it always ends up being a 5 color like vomit build, you know?
Yeah, and I never liked those. Those are always boring to me personally.
Yeah, yeah. I think the flavor of slivers saves it a little bit, you know, with it being a hive mind and they affect each other is really fun. It's different than like say a 5 color Joda pile that's just vomit good cards. Like there is still like stinky some slivers that you play and you're like this doesn't really do anything. It's only good because there's other slivers around.
Yeah,
Um,
and there's some cool
I would
ones like
shoot it.
the new ones
Oh,
that
go
are
ahead.
like give a flicked. Like that's sweet.
Yes. Yeah, the entombed one or whatever it is that also amasses a sliver army is sick.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah. I think it's fun, but it definitely lends itself to just like a not very creative build pattern, you know? You have to like really try to make it like not vomit pile.
Where
Um
I said stinky. What do you think, Ryan?
you said stinky. I think I'll go I was gonna say Sparks Joy or even Goaded. I'll go meh with you on it though, if you want due to what we were talking about. I think that's fair.
Just put them in meh. I'm fine with that.
Okay, hell yeah. Slivers are meh. You've heard it here first.
Okay, next up we got elves. Elves are classic. They're like pointy ear dudes with bows in the woods, smoking weed and being green.
Being green.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I've never played an elf deck. To me, it seems the same thing as slivers, but not as egregious because you don't really vomit them out. You just play a bunch of elves.
yeah. I I think they're fun. I have an elf deck, so I'm a little biased. I have a Marwyn the Nurturer deck, and it's definitely just like make because Marwyn is busted, so it's just make Marwyn busted. But you could definitely do like um, I had the Lathril, the Golgari elves precon, and then Sean had it. So like we that was in our play group and played it for a while. We both stopped playing it, but the deck was never too bad. Like it's good. It's a good deck. But again, it just folds to board wipes and interactions. So you just kill the elves and then it's fine, you know? And then elves is just like a classic fantasy thing. So it's nice that they're around. Like in D&D, you got elves and they're cool. Like Legolas is an elf and that's like the coolest dude ever.
Yeah, I would agree that. And they're also, I like that they're all like mostly little dudes and they're kind of like dorks. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
provide more value over the game, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. And they're like, there's some like classic magic cards that are elves. Like Llanowar elves, Elvish
Exactly.
Visionary,
Yeah.
Elvish
Oh, I don't
Archdruid.
know.
Yeah. But they are generic. They are just like you play them and they do the thing.
Yeah, but they did give us Abomination of Llanowar too, which is like one of the
Ooh,
craziest body horror
that is a
cards in the
cool
world,
card. Yeah.
which makes me like if I build an elf deck, that's what I want to build.
Yeah. What do you I'm thinking goaded. I think they're pretty cool.
I'd say goaded. Because
Like
even
it,
if like you don't play as an elf based deck, you're always almost always having some kind of elf in your deck if you're green because they're just good.
yeah,
Elves are goaded.
they had to be. Next up we got wizards.
I
I think
don't
wizards
really
are
know.
cool.
I think wizards are cool, but I don't really ever think like, oh hell yeah, this card's a wizard. Like
Dang,
I love
okay, that's
wizards,
fair.
but I don't know if
That's
I'm
fair.
like when I play Magic the Gathering, if I'm like, yo, wizards are sick.
I don't know, man. I like bird wizard. Have you ever seen a bird wizard? Bird wizards are dope.
Bird wizards are pretty sick. The only other one that I keep thinking of is the like Arceus, the dude that taps and draws 3 cards, but it's like 3 blue and 2 or something like that.
Yeah, and he's badass. He's cool as shit. Yeah, Arceus the Omnipotent or something like that.
Yeah, yes, that's it.
That card's sick.
And I like art. Is Archeomancer a wizard?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You
wizards,
know,
and they do kind of have a thing. It's like ETBs. It's like a wizard enters the battlefield and does something. So like that's the Anala thing.
I was
It's
gonna
like
say,
you're
yeah,
cropping your wizard's ETBs. It's kind of cool.
it is pretty fun. I missed that deck. That was a fun deck.
Also, you have the Magus cycle, like Magus of the Moon, Magus of the Order, Magus of
Those
the
oh,
Coffers. Those are
are those
all
all
wizards.
wizards? That
They're all
okay, that's pretty
wizards.
sick.
They're
You know
all
what? I'd
wizards.
say they spark joy.
Yeah, I think that's fair because like they don't have like a unifying like thing. Like making a wizard deck is kind of like janky inherently.
Yeah.
It's not as much like elves or goblins, like you can make a deck and it's like, oh my god, they're doing the thing. Wizards don't really have that, but they're cool. And what's
I feel
more
like you could
magic than like a dude casting a spell?
yeah, it's classic, it's fun, but that's the one thing is it doesn't have like the unifying factor all the time necessarily. I feel like you could put like a Grixis or a Jeskai or any kind of deck together and be like, this is my wizard deck. And then while you play it, everyone would be like, what's the point of the deck? Oh, it's wizards. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. They have some tribal stuff or they have some synergy stuff, but
I'm
it's
gonna
like
kick your ass, bro.
sorry, hard habit to break, but we're working on it. It's They have some stuff. There's like analyze the Silver Wind or something like that. There's like an is it guy. It's like whenever you cast a wizard, do something. And there's like Zara Royal Chaser, something like that. It's like a red and a blue. And then instants and sorceries cost 1 less for each wizard you played this turn, or something. It's something like that. They like do so. There's some wizard
There's
stuff.
some spell castery stuff. I would definitely say it sparks joy.
Oh, it's not Zara. What is it?
That's what I'm looking up right now.
Okay, yeah. Adelies the
Oh,
Cinderwind. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And then, oh yeah, you got Agar.
got
Whenever a creature,
Goblin. Oh wait, no, Goblin Electromancer.
ooh, classic wizard. Oh, you got a Zami, Lady of Scrolls. Tap an untap wizard you control to draw a card. That's a cool card.
Oh, Kaza Royal Chaser is what I think you were
Kaza
saying.
Royal
Flying
Chaser.
Haste. Tap the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn is X less, where X is the number of wizards you control as this ability resolves. That's crazy, actually. That's really fun. Also, even Mind Sensor's a wizard.
Yeah.
Um, I think Thassa's Oracle is also a wizard, which
Yes.
is
Yes.
fucking crazy.
So you have some.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
and
Lab
Anala.
Maniac's a wizard. Woohoo!
Who is?
Lab Maniac.
Oh yeah. So there's some
That guy's
classic
gonna be
cards.
my back piece tattoo.
Oh, also, they have like a cool signature land, Riptide Laboratory.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. What's that do?
Yeah.
Well, I was to say, what's our time on this one? I feel like we might
Oh,
have gone
we're
over,
at like
but
5 minutes with wizards, so we've gone too far. But Riptide Laboratory is one in a blue. Return target wizard you control to its owner's hand. So you can like return your wizards to your hand, play them again, and like on your in your mana base. It's cool.
oh, that is cool. Nice. And it's 20 cents.
Yeah, it was more expensive, and then they reprinted it in Modern Horizons.
Well, I think that, yeah, that's safe to say wizards are kind of fun.
They're cool. They're fun. Okay, next up. More
Yeah.
importantly, We got cephalids, my guy.
dude, dude.
I think
What do you
cephalids
think
are
about?
like super cool, like as a thing, as like a creation of magic. They're like these
Y-
weird, like squid dudes, and like they're so cool. And the old cephalid art is so sweet. But they
I
don't do
agree.
anything. They don't have like a they
That's the
don't do
problem. They do
anything.
almost nothing. And also looking at this, they're 71% mono blue, which I didn't know is something you could see on MTG Wiki, but that's really cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Um, yeah, they just don't have a thing, you know? If they had like a thing, they'd be so sick because I think they're super fun. I love the art. I love the idea of them. I love them. I think they're sick,
Yeah,
but
you
they
have
don't
like
do anything.
Aboshan's Cephalid Emperor, 4 blue blue. Tap and untap Cephalid you control with a tap target permanent. And then tap all creatures without flying, blue blue blue. So like it literally
Ooh.
doesn't do anything, but it's so cool. It's like look at
That's
him. He's so sweet. 6 mana to just like ruin your own day.
we should do the anti win con deck, but
Yeah.
do just all of our favorite art styles that are bad types of cards and just play with that and see how like fucking shank it would be.
Yeah. I think a bad creature type
Hey, we did get
game
Cephalid
would be
Face
fun.
Taker recently though, which was cool. So
That card's awesome.
yeah, that card
Underrated
is
card.
really good. But the art style for them, not as cool. Give them beaks.
Yeah, and this is a classic card. This is like a combo card.
Yeah, wasn't modern or
It's a legacy.
vintage? So there's a
It's a
okay.
legacy. Yeah, it's I think it's Cephalid Breakfast. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called. It's something breakfast. And then you target the Cephalid with like a Nomad of Ilkor trigger or something like that, where it's like prevent damage from target creature, and so you just target it infinite number of times, and then you mill your library, and then you cast Thassa's Oracle or something.
Nice. That's
So
fun.
yeah, it's like dumb, but it's cool.
Did it say it was a cephalid wizard?
Yeah. Here's
Oh
another
my
one.
god.
Oh, this is a noble. 3 in a blue. When it comes into play, return all blue creatures your opponents control to their owner's hand. Got him. And then your opponents
Your
can't
opponents
play
can't.
blue creature spells. So
Is
we got
this a
some
CEDH
Cephalid
card?
stacks pieces.
Dude, that's actually kind of a crazy card. And 4 mana is not too awful for that.
So where are we putting the Cephalids?
I would say Sparks Joy.
Really? They do spark joy with
Absolutely.
me as
They make
well.
me happy. If they were more viable, I would play them all the time.
Okay. This next one is I'm gonna break some hearts with this one. We got bears.
We got bears.
I think bears are stinky. In
Yeah.
Commander. They don't do anything. Like Bear Force One is a great meme. I respect it. It's got some history and it's cool and funny, but they just don't do anything. And it's just like look at this. Like they have one good bear legend, a Eula Queen among bears. It's a 2 mana 2/2, so it is a bear, which is great. And
Yeah.
then put 2 +1/+1 counters on target bear, and then target bear you control fights target creature you don't control. This just doesn't do anything. And it's like,
It's solid when all of your creatures don't have a text box.
yeah, and it's just like
You know, but
you're playing a
like
bunch of
if this is
vanilla
the
creatures.
yeah, you got it.
I just don't care. Like I get
It's
like I don't know. Like there's a lot
it's
of history
fun.
with bears.
It's cute.
It is
Yeah.
cute.
It's a good time. Whenever a bear gets printed, it's like, yes, a bear. But at the same time, it's like if I sit down across from a bear deck, probably just gonna save you for last. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like
And
everyone
like
else's creatures do things when they enter the battlefield, when they die, when they shit, and when they pee pee, and when they tap. You know what I mean? And if you're just playing a bunch of vanilla tutus, that's okay. I'll even let you hit me. It's fine. I'm not too worried about it.
yeah. But it is nice that I think if you can play in a meta where like your bear deck like can hang, that's a sweet meta, and I'm happy for you. But
Absolutely.
they just don't they just don't do anything for me personally. They're cute though. I do like having a bear around.
Yeah.
So where would you put
Maybe,
bears?
I don't know. It feels bad saying bears are stinky. Maybe we
I
could put
know.
them in meh.
Meh, that's fine.
We could put them in meh.
They just sorry bears.
I'm sorry, bears.
Have you seen the meme where it's like if bears are so bad, why how about this? It's just their ears. It's just like four pairs of ears. It's nice.
I was every time it's always the thing that pops in my head is if not friend, why friend shaped?
Yeah, they are definitely friend shaped.
I could do a quick aside. We had a close encounter with a bear when I was growing up in
Oh,
Tennessee, like on vacation and stuff. We actually had multiple close encounters, but one of them we were on a hill that was basically like that, like a super steep incline, and we were on this path like right here. The bear came up the hill onto the path between me, my sister, my dad, and my mom. And my mom took pictures of this bear walking head on at her with my sister, like, oh, it's so cute. There's a bear. And my dad's face is like pale. My dad looks ill. My dad's like, fuck, my wife's about to die. And the
yeah,
bear
that's
just like
insane.
lollygagged towards my mom, looked at her, and then just like walked up the hill. But my mom was like 2 feet from just a bear in the woods.
Like a black bear.
I think it was, yeah, whatever's in the Smoky Mountains. I think
Yeah,
they're
black
black
bears.
bears.
Yeah,
They might be, yeah. But it was cute. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God, you're like that close. And you see their paws, dude. Those paws are big.
yeah, they're scary. They'll mess you up. But black bears aren't really
Yeah.
that like dangerous. Like I mean, if you mess with one, they're dangerous, but they're not like aggressive. Like they'll just leave you alone.
No. Yeah. They seemed very Winnie the Pooh esque,
A grizzly will
Like if
eat
you,
you.
yo,
Like they don't
yeah.
care.
And those things are like the size of a semi. They're like double the size of a black bear. It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
they're
You see them
crazy
at, like
animals.
just even at the zoo and you're like, oh, that's fucked up.
That's insane.
What we got next though?
Okay. Next up we got zombies. Super classic, super cool. We were talking about zombies a little bit last week or last episode. How like late millennial, early Gen Z, like we are just zombie like pilled, like it's just in our
Zombie
blood.
pilled. I love zombies.
They're
Love it.
cool. We were in the zombie
They're
renaissance.
cool. They're cool. They're sick. They have super definitive rules, which I do really enjoy for like fantasy creatures. It's like they
Hmm.
can kind of keep going until the brain doesn't work no more. And they all work like that. And then you get big zombies, you get little zombies, you get medium sized zombies, you get zombies on horses, you could put zombies in cars. Uh, I think zombies are really cool.
Yeah. And they just have a ton of support. Like they have a ton of
Yeah.
lords. There's a ton of cards that care about zombies. Like they have like rooftop storm, like um cast your zombie spells for free, or like undead augur. Whenever it or another zombie dies, you lose life and draw a card. Lord of the accursed, Lord of the undead, Death Baron. Like there's all these like support cards. Grave crawler. Um, so many things that like care about the creature type. So it's so well supported, and it's like such an evocative flavor and like just idea. And there's like a couple different types. There's like the blue zombies, which are like Frankenstein. You got just normal reanimation zombies. You got the white zombies from Amonkhet, which are like mummies. and they're like
Yeah.
so like super cool.
Yeah. And then you also, I think it's kind of fun. You got the decayed zombies. They're not very good, but they're fun sacrifice fodder because it's like they're only good for a little bit. They're falling apart, but we got
Yeah,
them.
yeah, the zombie
I would toss
tokens.
them. Yeah. They make tokens. You make tokens for tokens dying. You know, like it is like really baked in that the zombies are supposed to die,
Yeah,
which is fun. I would put them up there with goaded. I put them up there
yeah,
with the
I think
elves.
they have to be, yeah, because they're just cool, you know. Like who doesn't like a good zombie something like Call of Duty zombies, Zombie Land. There's cool zombie
28
stuff
days
everywhere.
later, 28 months later, Train to Busan, all the
It's just
good
good
gush.
stuff.
Left for Dead.
Warm Bodies, everyone's favorite movie.
Also, shout out to anyone that read the World War Z book, not watched the movie because the book is just super good.
The book is so good.
Yeah. And then they were like, what if Brad Pitt did everything?
Yeah, the movie's not good. The one
Yeah,
that stuck the chapter that stuck out to me is always the International Space Station one.
what happened in that one? I forget.
They just die. Like they just like
Oh,
are stuck up. They're just stuck up there. It's just like they
oh,
they don't have time to send a rocket up to go get them. They like are like they just talk about how they slowly receive messages about what's going on down there, and then like eventually they just people just forget about them.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they just run out of supplies.
And that was written by Max Brooks, and he was also the zombie specialist on the show Deadliest Weapons for the finale of Zombies versus Vampires.
Deadliest Warrior,
yeah, Deadliest Warrior.
classic show.
Yeah, which is really funny. But what the hell do we have next?
Next, we got rats. Rats are like fine.
I hate rats because this dude that kind of picked on me at a game store a couple years ago played a rat deck after he picked on me, and I beat his ass. Not physically, but with my Bronco deck because his rat deck was bad.
Yeah, like I don't know. Rats don't do anything for me. Rats are like goblins, but boring. Like they don't have like the goofy, funny flavor of goblins, and it's just like I play a bunch of rats,
And
and
a
they
lot of
make
the
you
time, it's the
discard
exact same
cards.
fucking card.
Yeah, it's like Rat Colony. It's like I'm gonna play
Yeah.
Rat Colony, and then I'm gonna play Rat Colony, and then I'm gonna play Relentless Rats, and then and it's like I don't care. Like I don't care that your deck can have like 16 of those dudes. Like it's whatever. They all cost like $8. Like why are we doing
Yeah.
this?
I hate this. You have a bunch of 8/1/1s or 8/1s. Like they're all going to die. I don't know. I think it's dumb. I think the play pattern is really boring at the moment. You know what I mean? I think the
Yeah,
one commander that gives them fear and stuff like that is pretty cool. So if they get
Marinar that
more,
also makes more. It's like the Krenko for
yeah,
Reds. It's cool
yeah. So like if
and
you
it
get
looks
more
sweet.
stuff that's rats, it's cool. The art for it is fucking sick. I love it. But yeah, I think if your whole deck is just playing rat colony, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, Marinar is kind of cool. But yeah, I
Yeah.
do have this cool Relentless Rats from Secret Lair, and I don't know what to do with it. It's just like, what is this? What am I doing with this?
I don't know.
I'll just sell it. Kind of boring.
It's okay. Let's make a TCG shop.
Um, yeah, if you want this Relentless Rats, let me know. I'll mail it to you or whatever. So I'm gonna put them in stinky. I think rats are stinky,
Yeah.
both
I was
literally
gonna say
and
stinky
figuratively.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Cool,
Rats are full
cool,
stink.
full stink. Okay, next up we got some kind of it's a long-standing tribe that recently just got juiced up. It's fairies.
Ooh, I hope people at home heard that. My bag just had the loudest pop.
What do you think about fairies?
I think they're fine. I feel like if I rate them any lower than the Sparked Joy, Elena will kick my ass, though.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How do you spell fairy? Magic spells fairy weird. I don't,
Yeah.
what's the
I think it's
new
the FE or FAE.
FA? It's like Fae.
FAE. Yeah. It's like English spelling of gray versus American spelling of gray. One's got the A and one's got the R.
Well, it's about doing. Here we go. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tegwell, Duke of Splendor. One blue and a black. Flying Death Touch. Other fairies you control get +1/+1. Whenever another fairy you control dies, you draw a card and you lose life.
That's really solid.
Yeah, it's like fine. It's a thing you can do. And then they have the new Alayla, which is pretty cool. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, you create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Whenever one or more fairies you control deal combat damage to a player, go to a creature that player controls. I think Alayla is pretty cool. It's pretty evocative for the fairy, like the trickster things. You're casting spells on other people's turns, which is a very fairy things. A lot of fairies have flash because they're fast and tricksy. So I think it's interesting, and it's a cool thing for Demir to have, because Demir doesn't have a good creature type. I mean, they have some. But
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun. It's definitely one of the tribes that Demir has, including like zombies and maybe like horrors now and stuff, and I like big serpent snakes.
yeah,
Um, I think it's fun. It's one of the things that like I personally don't care about fairies a whole lot, even in normal fairy tale settings and fantasy settings.
uh-huh.
But I think it's cool that they are there because they are really important to fantasy,
Yes,
and especially this like new Alayla card and how a lot of them do have flash or like the second time something happens, it is kind of tricksy. It is fun flavor. Um, I think the one thing that always throws me off is fairies don't inherently seem black, but they do. They are black for like magic's sake, you know?
yeah. Well, some of them are like they like mess you up, like they're turning people into donkeys and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that hits a little too close to home. I don't need you to bring that up right now.
Yeah. So where are they meh or are they in the Sparks Joy? I feel like they're in the middle. I don't know.
That's I would say they're in the middle, but I would say this sparks joy just because they're there for people that want to have
Like
fun
them.
with fairies
Yeah,
and the
that's
flavor
fair.
fits so you feel like you're doing a fairy thing. You know, it's not like bears where they don't really feel like bears. It's like
Yeah.
bears for the magic sake of bears. It's not bears for the sake of bears.
Yeah.
Sick.
Next up, we got werewolves.
Yo, this one's easy.
What is it?
Goated. One of the best tribes of all time.
Dude,
Unstoppable.
no way, dude.
We the best music.
Werewolves are so whatever. Like,
They're so fucking meh. Unless you're playing Tovolar, you don't see werewolves. And the
I
only
mean, you
reason
have to
that
play
people
Tovolar. So it's like one deck. It's
that's
literally one
yeah.
deck is Tovolar.
Yeah.
And then he's pushed to make these playable. And then there's like the weird thing between because like some of them have day and night, some of them don't, and they didn't just go all the way and like errata them. Like Mark Rosewater wanted to do that, and then and they got vetoed. It was like close apparently. Like it was like a big discussion, and they just like decided not to do it because it would have been a whole thing. Which is true. It would have been a
I,
whole thing, but they should have just done it anyway.
they should have done it and it wouldn't have been that hard to like keep track. It would have made things easier to keep track of having played the deck for like a year now, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's times where they either all flip or they don't flip, and then some of them flip because they flip because of day and night. So like if you play the card that's like it becomes night, there's some of them that like I don't give a shit about that. I don't know what that
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, and like the mechanic is so close but so different. It's like werewolves. It's like if someone casts no spells, flip this werewolf, which is the same trigger for day and night, but it's like technically separate and like it's just awkward.
Yeah, it's literally all they had to do was say like old werewolves now say day and night.
Yeah, they have day bound and
Because it's
night
the
bound on them,
same thing. It's just keyworded now.
and yeah, so I don't know. I think they're kind of stinky because of that,
I'll say
personally.
stinky.
Which sucks
I
because
love
they
playing the
are
deck.
cool.
Yeah,
Like they're
werewolves are sick,
sweet.
and I love playing the deck, but it's too fucking bogus.
Yeah, sorry
There are some
werewolves.
fucking sick cards though, like Ava
Yeah,
Brook Caretaker and stuff. That shit can just go in any deck.
and Emmerwolf is like one of the coolest lords. That card's so cool.
Yes, and it makes sure they don't flip.
Yeah. Next up, we got a big one. Quite literally, these things are big. It's Eldrazi, the noodles.
The noodles, the spaghetti monsters.
Yeah. What do you think about the noodles, Ryan?
I think they're like fun. I don't know. It's kind of hard because I mean, there's like the big ones that are like, Emmercruel, Ulamog.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
just big things. They have a signature keyword, which is cool. They have Annihilator, and that's an awesome word.
Oh, I thought you were going to say devoid.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, they have
That's
two
what I was.
keywords.
I was like, they have devoid, which does fucking nothing.
Okay,
But
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, just ignore that part. We're talking about the cool one, Annihilator.
yeah, Annihilator's fucking ballistic. It is
Yeah, it's sick.
crazy.
It's cool.
Which makes sense if the end of the world comes and the spaghetti monsters are here, they're gonna destroy things no matter what. So
Yeah. And they're like a unique to magic thing, which is super cool. Like, I mean, they're based on like the generic ultra core stuff, but like they're just so like their color scheme and like the look of them and like how they're all and the fact that they're colorless, which is like so cool because the magic's color system. And it's like, okay, what if there's this thing that had no color? And that's their thing, and they're non artifacts. They just don't have color. Like they just are
yeah,
so that's so cool. Because the color
yeah,
pie like is the game. Like the color pie is what makes magic magic. Um,
and they're here to like destroy that. They're here to like make sure there's no color. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. They're trying to
Yeah,
they're like against what makes magic magic, which is so cool. So and they're big,
it's they're huge.
and the legends
Yeah,
are really cool. I will say I think their commanders are boring. Like you have like the Kozilek degree distortion, whichever the second Kozilek is whatever, and it's like discard cards to counter spells, and it's like whatever. And then
yeah.
the new one where it's like colorless spells have cascade, like that's cool, but I don't know. There's not none of their commanders like excite me enough to build an Eldrazi deck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because the Cascade one is like kind of fun, but then it just turns into the sliver thing of like vomit your big things out
Yeah,
and then
it's just a
smash
value
stuff with
engine.
them.
It's just a generic value engine. Like there's no. It's like a Joda or it's just mails from
Yeah,
Andrew. Like it's just like you're just like cast a spell and you get more things. It's like okay.
yeah. I wish there
So
was a way to have like an in between because, like, I mean, the devoid creatures don't really do much and they're not super great. And you still need like a colored mana to cast them, So you can't
mhm.
really like they're right, like they're technically colorless, but you still need like a red to cast it.
Yes, yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. You can't run the devoid ones in your colorless Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, which is that like cuts out a large chunk of what you're doing. I wish there was an in between like the big 7 to 13 mana
Hmm.
finishers and then making like Eldrazi spawn.
Well,
Like if there's some
there's some you got like Thought Not Seer. Um,
yeah,
there's a few.
that's the thing, there's a few.
Yeah.
I feel like if they fill that lower mana range out with not even necessarily like cards that are super good, but just things that you can play, that would make it feel more like a themed deck, you know?
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. But I think it sparks joy. I think they're super fucking fun and cool and scary.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I almost want to put them in goaded. I'm going to put them at the top of the Sparks Joy because I think they're so cool. But they like, I think they're missing the commanders for me personally. Like they definitely have very playable commanders, but just nothing that gets me excited to play them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a fair spot for them. Next up, we got Phyrexians.
Woo, 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 woo.
Not
I
a
love
try or not a
Phyrexians.
creature type that was supported at all until very recently because they all got
Yeah.
eroded. It became a creature type in like within the last couple years.
Yeah.
And then they eroded a bunch of stuff because the Phyrexian arc was coming out.
Well, and also like at the time they definitely would have been Phyrexians. Like they
Hmm.
were definitely part of it. They just didn't have that type out yet. So,
Yeah. So
um, yeah.
um, I think they're meh. Like they did just get like a whole commander for them. We got Brismas, Blight of Erezkos. Whenever you cast a Phyrexian creature or artifact creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. At the beginning of each instep, the Phyrexian died on your controller's turn, proliferate. So they got this like proliferate thing. They got just a Phyrexian creature type. Um, then you got like Phyrexians that like so you got like the slicers, like all the slicers are Phyrexians. Um, I don't know. They don't do a lot for me. Like they're cool, but like playing this creature type does nothing for me personally. You have a Phyrexian deck. What do you think?
I think they're pretty fun. I think it got kind of shoehorned into the story, you know what I mean? Because the whole thing is kind of like you make those tokens and then you crack them open almost like an egg deck and then they
Hmm.
go out. I think Phyrexians as a type is super fun. There's a lot of stuff that's like all your Phyrexians get this and all your Phyrexians get vigilance and flying and you know yada. It kind of has like a it feels like a slightly fair version of Slivers because they are also essentially a hive mind that goes back to Norn and the other Praetors.
Hmm.
Um, so it has a little bit of that vibe without being like egregiously vomiting things onto the field. I think the incubator tokens were kind of like a fun way to tell the story. It's just like kind of a slightly slower gameplay mechanic, you know? But it's fun when you have Brismaz and the new Glissa out and you can like proliferate all your counters, transform all your tokens at once, and then swain. But it's hard to like get that. I'd say they're fun. I don't think they like suck, but they definitely got. It just sucks because they got so much shit that it felt like there's no direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Like Phyrexia All Will Be One, I think as a set could have been more fun if like the Phyrexians were dedicated to like three colors and focused more instead of a whole set of everything they were doing. But also they squeezed what should have been like four sets into two. You know what I mean? So that was never gonna happen in the first place. Um
Yeah.
I'll understandably put them at the top of meh, but I don't
Yeah.
think I
I like that.
like them. I think they're fun.
Papa Man's
I
good
love
for me.
Phyrexians, so
We got
we've got
angles.
I could be your angle. I could be a demon.
Um Angels are cool.
Got that. Got
Angels
that.
have been in Magic for a long time. They don't really do anything.
I would say
Like
they're pretty aggressive. They can be pretty snowbally.
like you just play you play one angel and then you play another angel and then you just cast like you're just they're not doing stuff. Like Zombies have like you cast a zombie, and then like four things happen. You cast an angel, and you have an angel, and that's it.
Kind of fair. I think if you build them, I don't know how this works for this, but if you build them and then you have the clerics too, because there's the one from Kaldheim that like whenever you cast an angel or a cleric, you gain life equal to its toughness. And then there's a bunch of angels that are like if you gain 4 or 5 more life in the turn, you make a token.
Hmm.
I think it's really angel decks are kind of scary just from that point because they're all flying and they're all the tokens they make are almost always like 4/4 beaters.
Yeah.
So unless you can board wipe, they can kind of fill the board up pretty quickly. They'll also most likely have some kind of life link and they'll just start smacking. And it's like, unless there's a way to fold them and they don't have any cards in hand, which is like what most type decks fold to is playing everything out and then folding because you don't have anything to back it up.
Hmm.
They can just beat face. Say angels
They
are
definitely
like
can
kind
because
of
they all
scary.
fly and they're all big. Like they're all minimum like 3 power basically, and it's up
Yeah.
from there. And we got Giada, which is a 2 mana commander that like ramps, so you can like on turn 3 you can play at least like a 4 mana angel, maybe a 5 mana angel. Um, so that's pretty good. They got a pretty powerful commander. It's a mono white commander, so I mean that has its own weaknesses, but it does have its bonuses. And then they have some other ones that are kind of cool, like Errant Ingiata, 1 white and a blue, flash flying. You may look at the top part of your library. Anytime you may cast spells with flash and or flying from the top of your library, so you can cast angels from the top of your library. This card is so boring, but getting blue in your angel deck is kind of cool. So
Yeah. You could also build Orzov, I think. There's some black angels.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Mardu with Kalia.
Hmm. I don't think there's many red angels, but
No, but you have Gisela. Gisela is good to have in the deck, and you have Boros.
oh
Boros
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Angels. Like Gisela Blade of Gold Knight is a really insane card. It's just like 7 mana and Boros, so it better be an insane card.
Yeah.
Um, and then you also have there's Sigarda Font of Blessings, 2 white and a green. Other permanents you control have hexproof. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast angel spells and human spells from the top of your library. So card advantage on you get green angels, you get the other Sigardas, and you also just get ramp and like card draw, like creature card draw. So this deck could be kind of cool. You also kind of have some human support in there as well. Um, so I don't know. They have some commanders now. They used to have no real commanders besides like Kalia. So there's support. I think like the Dragon of Angels would be cool. Like a 5 color angel thing. Like it would be
Oh, like
soup.
Maelstrom Angel,
Yeah.
but something that's like legendary.
Yeah. Which I mean, it would
Hmm.
just instantly become the best angel commander, so maybe we don't need it. Maybe just like a Naya angel commander or something. Like just give me a 3 color angel commander.
Yeah.
This is draw a card on it. And then we'd be cooking.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I think they definitely have some power and they're definitely solid, but I'm not a big angel person.
Yeah. They're classic though. They've been around forever. And like they're cool, they're evocative. They do like the Valkyrie thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they spark joy for me. What do you think?
Mm, sure, we'll do it.
Okay. Next up, we got humans. What do you think about humans?
It's kind of the same vibe as dudes with swords. I'm a little meh to it, you know. I'm a human, so why would I play a human in my fantasy game?
Yeah, and like they have a lot of support. Like you got like plus one counter stuff. You got like Kyler. You got Lenore, which isn't really a human deck, but like you can run a lot of humans. A lot of humans care about plus one counters. Um, so it's like against Lesnia and mono white humans. You know, I like
Mm-hmm.
mono white humans in Pioneer. That's a cool deck. And like the synergies are like really really powerful in 60 card, but like how that translate into Commander is just kind of whatever. And like they just don't do because they do everything. Like just if it's not a specific type, it's probably going to be a human. You know, it's just like a generic thing. So they don't do anything. They just do everything.
Yeah, Super Weenie's the deck.
Yeah. Is there a five color human deck? I don't think there is.
I mean, you could probably make one. I don't think there's one that's themed around it though.
Yeah, I've had the idea of a Naya human deck with Bruce Tarl and Kamal, and I think it'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I haven't built it yet. I have like 40 cards in it on Scryfall, but I think it could
Oh,
be
nice.
interesting
Yeah. I
because
think that
getting red
pairing
is
would be
cool.
fun. Yeah.
And then we have Mardu humans with like Jirina Kudro. That's kind of cool. It's just like a
Mm-hmm.
Mardu aggro deck. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe put them in meh.
I would say meh. I think it's just another kind of like basic play pattern.
Yeah, it's just you play
Make a
humans
bunch of
and then
dudes and swing.
okay. Here we go. Big one. Dinosaurs.
I don't know. I like them, but I think they're kind of stinky.
Why are they stinky? Why do you think they're stinky?
They don't really. You don't really. They don't do anything. I've never seen a dinosaur deck.
Really? I mean, get ready because they're coming. People are that dinosaur precon is like $80. Like people are,
Oh my god.
yeah, people are excited
Jesus
about
Christ.
dinosaurs.
I think they're fun. I would put them in Sparks Joy, but I think gameplay wise, I don't know if they're that like sick, you know?
I mean, there's a decent amount of things that say the word dinosaur in their text box, so they just do a decent amount. They're pretty well supported. Um, like what we got? So they got a mana dork. Return target dinosaur card from your graveyard to your hand by sacrificing it. Um, this is a dinosaur that makes dinosaurs.
I would say we can't see it.
Oh, my bad.
Me and the kids at home can't see.
Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Oxycan's Seer, a mana dork. Sack it to return it to its hand. Belligerent Yearling cares about dinosaurs. This is more of a 60 card, but I mean, it says Dino. Commune with Dinosaurs is one of the sickest cards of all time. I love,
Uh-huh.
like, this is Dinotopia. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
And I love the Sun Empire Dinotopia thing. Like, that's so cool. You got dinosaurs on a spaceship, bro.
That's true. I forgot that card came out.
Yeah, super cool. What else we got? Earthshaker Dreadmaw. Draws a card for each other dino you control. That's pretty good. Gishhath, like, look at that thing. Sun's Avatar. Vigilance, Trample, Haste. It's got a bunch of words on it. It cares about dinosaurs. You draw dinosaurs. You got, what else we got? Hunting Velociraptor, dinosaurs you control have Prowl. Kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
from Jurassic
Yeah.
Park. So they got
I think
stuff.
they do
Oh, here you
got
go.
stuff.
When it attacks another target dinosaur you control gains flying. Like a bunch of dinosaurs just say dinosaur in their text box. Like they just care about each other and they all help each other out. Like it's a very aggressively
Okay.
supported creature type.
I just want to see it with all these new cards because, like, that's a lot of the stuff we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like
I either way, I think like they spark joy, but I don't think they're that crazy in the game.
I think
Personally,
they're kind of nuts. Like they're like the most Timmy of the creature types. It's like you just like play a bunch of 5/5s with trample, you know? Like it's like the most play a big creature of all the creature types, you know, which I think that's cool. It's like you had dragons before that, but now you have like dinosaurs. But it's like you want if you want a deck where it's like a big thing on the ground with trample, and you have like and you just keep casting them. Like someone kills it, and you're like, okay, I'll play another one. And someone kills it, and then you're like, okay, I'll play another one, and this one draws cards. You know,
yeah,
I think they're goaded. I think they're really sweet because they're pretty cohesive and it fulfills a specific niche in like a creature type environment that hasn't existed, which is like just the big stompy thing, you know?
I guess I would have wanted to see more like the enraged stuff. I liked that more.
Sure.
Like, because then it was like all of them were doing stuff when they got dealt damage too, which was hype. Because then you'd want them to attack, which is what dinosaurs want to do.
Yeah. The enrage is cool. They have a signature mechanic, which is cool. That's a plus. But you like them in
Yeah,
Sparks Joy?
I would say this sparks joy. I don't know if they're goaded just yet. We might have to revisit this tier list later on.
Yeah. I don't know if we're ever going to get more Dino support. I doubt we're going back to Exelon a third time. So,
Well, they put dinosaurs in space, so I feel like dinosaurs could just pop up wherever.
yeah. Yeah, we get random down. Like we got like Topiary Stomper and New Capenna. Like we just kind of get random dinos. So
Yeah,
okay, next up we got Elementals. What do you think about Elementals?
I don't know. The only one I really know off the top of my head is Risen Reef.
Yeah, but that card's so
So
cool though. That card's so cool.
it's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't really like them that much. They seem a little sprawled. You know what I mean? They all do different stuff.
I they're kind of interesting because like they care about a lot of them care about like lands because like a lot of there's a lot of like Zendikar elemental associated things. So they're
Hmm.
kind of like a landfall kind of deck, especially like the Omnath. Like the Teamer Omnath cares about playing lands and it puts counters on your elementals. And it draws cards, of course. Um, I think they're cool. I think they're interesting. And they're like, they do. They're another tribe, another creature type that's like from like, I think it's Commander, it's like Magic 20, like that core set where they had a bunch of forced elemental support. And it's like, okay, so all these, there's a bunch of cards that just say elemental in their text box. So they do just kind of were forced to have some pretty good support. Um, and I think they look cool. And Risen Reef is one of the coolest cards of all time. IMO.
They do look pretty cool.
Like, look at that thing. That one green and a blue. Whenever it or another
Dad, we
elemental enters
can't
the battlefield
see.
under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you
Dad,
may
we
put it
can't
onto
see.
the battlefield.
Dad, we can't see.
Thank you. Sorry, I keep forgetting
No,
to turn on this, hit the Scryfall button. When it or
no, it
another
does look
elemental
sick.
enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card into the battlefield, put it into your hand. So every elemental is like an explorer.
Hmm.
You got what else we got? Brushfire elemental landfall gets +2/+2, kind of cool.
Yeah, that card's solid. I have nightmares of it.
Here you go.
Okay, we got
Creeping
a Lord.
Trailblazer. Other elementals you control get +1/+0. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each elemental you control. Kind of cool.
Well, what would you say is the residential elemental dude? Because I ain't never played him before.
I think they are cool. I might put them in meh. I think meh.
Okay. Sounds fine to me.
Because like they have a lot of support, but that support is like whatever. I don't know. There's like they do things, you know.
Yeah. They do things. I think they're better support,
Sure.
personally.
Okay, well, what about dragons? What do you think about dragons?
I think this one's easy. I
Where
think
would
we
you put?
do. I was going to make a joke. I do think we have to go goaded, though. They're dragons.
Yeah, they're cool. They're big, they fly, they're classic fantasy. They have a lot of support.
Yeah. I mean, you have the Ur Dragon, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's some other commanders too. You got like Miram, you got Laughless Dragon Queen, Dragon Mommy. I love Dragon Mommy.
Dragon Mommy.
I stand by that she's the coolest dragon commander because she's mono
I could see.
red,
Yeah.
and that's way cooler than the Ur Dragon.
I like Thumber Chad.
Timber Chad is so sweet.
Yeah. Good card.
So their dragons are just goaded. They have to be. Next up, we
And
got
there's dragons of
spirits.
all colors. Oh, spirits? Yes.
What do you? I don't know. I think spirits are kind of meh.
Yeah.
Like they fly. They kind of care about each other. They like give each other hexproof. They got that one commander in Innistrad that was pretty pushed.
Yeah. The one that costs less for each spirit you control.
Yeah,
Yeah. That shit goes actually kind of nuts.
but
Um,
yeah, I don't think they're that exciting.
I don't think they're that exciting. It's always some kind of control shell. You know what I mean? I don't think that style of play is super fun. And I don't know. I just don't find them super exciting.
Put them in meh for sure. Bottom of
Yeah.
meh maybe.
I'd say bottom meh. Yeah.
Okay, they're not worse than bears. Um, what about goblins? What do you think about goblins?
I'm not fucking around. Goaded, goaded as shit.
Yeah, goblins are pretty great. They're very well supportive. Kind of only in red. Like there are some like other you can go Gruul goblins or Rakdos goblins, but they're
Yeah,
just
in
the
theory, you
red.
could build Jund, but yeah.
Yeah,
You're almost hamstringing yourself if you build any color other than mono red
yeah.
goblins.
Mono red goblins are is just so goes so hard so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, goblins are the best. And they're always like pretty on flavor too.
Yeah, they're goofy.
Yeah, there's a lot of sacrificing themselves, not necessarily for your benefit, but for the possibility of doing stuff, which I think is really fun.
Yeah, and like Goblin Kaboomist, like they have cards that are like that, like Goblin Blank, and
Goblin
it's always like
Kaboomist,
a goofy
Goblin
word.
Kites.
Yeah, like let me pull up Goblin Kaboomist.
You also got to show the people Goblin Kites.
Goblin Kaboomist, one in a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a colorless artifact token named Landmine on the battlefield with red. Sacrifice this artifact. This artifact deals 2 damage to target attacking creature with flying. Then flip a coin. If you lose the flip, Goblin Kaboomist deals 2 damage to itself, and it has 2 toughness. So it blows himself up if he messes up making his landmine. Like no other creature type has that much flavor, you know?
Yeah. Literally just baked into how it plays.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's target creature without flying, just to
Yeah.
because it's the landmine.
It's a
Yeah.
landmine. Got Goblin Kites. You can read Goblin Kites. This is your card.
I love this card. I can't read it from where I'm looking at it, but I know the gist of it. You pay a red. It's a one in a red for an enchantment called Goblin Kite. You pay a red. You give a goblin flying for the turn. The goblin flies, but then I think it's either at the end of combat or at the end of the turn you flip a coin. And if you win the flip, the goblin lands safely and is fine. But if not, the wings just fall out and it dies. So it's very funny and it's cool to get like a handful of goblins that are pumped up. You know, they might be like 3/3s or 4/4s. And then
Hmm.
you just pay one red and give them all little kites and then they fly in and they're like, "Wah!" You know what I mean? And then they drop and they either die or they don't die. It doesn't really fucking matter. They're goblins. They fucking do whatever they want. But I think just the ability to give them flying for a little bit is really funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So
so everyone should play Goblin Kites.
great flavor, great, very well supported. They got some infinite combos. They got conspicuous Snoop, so they can go infinite off the top of their library. So they're powerful.
They
They're
got
flavorful.
Shirk Prospector,
Super cool
which
card.
is a fucked up card, yeah.
So yeah, good creature type.
But this next one, Tyler? What do you think about Vampies?
Dude, I'm gonna. People are people aren't gonna like me with this one. I think vampires are kind of meh.
I thought I was gonna say goaded.
Like, just for me personally, like vampires are cool ish. They're just like you're like I don't know, just like with what I like aesthetically, like vampires just don't do anything for me. Like I know they're like objectively cool, but they're also kind of like cringy. It's like the same. Like if you like, it's. Do you think are you more of like an Altair of Castlevania guy, or are you like a Belmont guy? Like which one do you think is cooler? And I think the Belmonts are way cooler than like the vampires in Castlevania personally. Like killing the vampires is way cooler with the whip is way sicker than whatever Altair is doing personally.
Yeah, he's got like the fencing sword and shit.
Yeah. And like he's cool. Objectively, he's cool. And I don't know, they're just like all moody and like emo and like they're just and like pretty and like I don't know. They just don't do anything for me. And they have like a busted commander. They got like Edgar Markov and it's like great.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I
So
think they're pretty fun. I also liked the Innistrad alt arts that made them like way more graphic and gory.
yeah.
Like the ult art for Blood Tithe Harvester is crazy. He's bald, he's got huge ears and huge fangs, and there's blood like pouring out of his mouth. That's like the one that I exclusively play. I think they're also just a solid group to play. You know, they've got a mix of ones that have flying, ones that don't have flying. Like again, going back to like our other episode, they have a lot of the drain gain vibes. You know,
Hmm.
you gain life and your opponents lose life, which is really solid for playing games. Some of them, like Westgate Regent, is a fucking beater for
That card's
absolutely no
insane.
reason. Yeah, that card goes so fucking
Underrated
hard
card.
for no reason. Yeah. Um, yeah. And I made a Elena a vampire deck like when we first got together and she started playing. And that deck is just fun to play. It's kind of the same thing as maybe as dinosaurs is. You know what I mean?
But Westgate Regen is 3 black flying. Ward discard a card for a 4/4. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. It just gets huge, and it's got flying. It's got ward discard a card, so you got a 2-for-1 yourself to kill it. Like very
Yeah.
underrated beater for your vampire decks. No one ever plays this one. And like, yeah, it's expensive. It's 5 mana, but it just doesn't die because you have the 2 for 1 yourself, and he gets so big. You're gonna at least smack someone for 4 at least once. Come on,
Yeah.
people should play this card. It's really good.
Yeah, it gets really out of hand because I
It
mean, no
plays
one's gonna
really well.
2 for 1 themselves to do it. It's gonna get lost to a board wipe because if someone
Yeah.
has something in their hand that they could use to remove this, they're probably gonna use it on something else.
Yeah. And if like they do kill it, they like that's good. It's like, like they went down 2 cards to kill your one big beater, and like that's worth the trade. And like, yeah, you're down 5 mana, but kill you're gonna deal some damage with this thing always.
Yeah, and I mean, you're black, just reanimate it.
Yeah, bring it back. Who cares?
Yeah,
So yeah, I've never played a vampire deck, I will say. So if you say they are fun, I definitely that's a lie. I think I think I made the new Anj when she came out. I think I played that for like
you did.
I think I
Yeah,
played it one time, and I was like, because I built
you
it with
also
stuff
had
I have.
Olivia for a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, but she's not a vampire deck. She's like a reanimator deck.
That's fair.
There's vampires in it. So
I'm okay sticking them in meh if we want to do that.
no, I mean you've convinced me. Like Spark's Joy is fine
Okay.
for sure.
Oh,
So we were looking at the creature types on EDH Rec, and for some reason there are 93 troll decks on EDH Rec. And then we
shout
went
out
and
all
looked at
93 of
them.
you.
And they don't do anything, but they do exist.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm trying
trolls
to
are.
find. Here it is. They're all built around this. So Veryl's the Scar Striped one, black and a green. Each creature card in your graveyard has scavenge. The scavenge cost is equal to its mana cost.
Yeah,
93 people have made this deck around trolls. Yeah.
I salute you, brave travelers. You have
Yeah.
truly gone where no one else has gone before,
Like, what do we
but I think
have?
it's stinky.
Barkhide Troll is a sweet. I love that's a good standard card. That card was awesome in my mono green deck. Um, Clackbridge Troll is one of the greatest cards of all time.
Yeah.
That card's so sick. I don't have a deck for it, um, but it's so awesome.
You don't need a deck for it. You just put it in a deck.
Feasting
Feasting
Troll
Troll
King.
King is crazy too, yeah.
So maybe
Gluttonous. What was the gluttonous one? Oh, and Guillaume.
Guillaume is a troll. Okay, wait. I might have just convinced myself that trolls actually are a
Yeah.
little underrated.
What if you made a troll Guillaume deck? Trolls and food. Oh my god,
Trolls
troll
and food.
kitchen.
Because you got a new one. Enters battlefield, create a monster roll attached to this. So it's got trample. So it's a 5/5,
Yeah,
4 mana 5/5 with trample.
4 mana 5/5 with trample and pay 1 mana, have it fight a creature. So it's a 4
Yeah.
toughness removal thing too, which is solid. That's cool. That's
Gluttonous
the one,
trolls
gluttonous troll, baby.
is interesting.
Because you make food and you pump it, you make it big. Troll kitchen.
Yeah, you also have Grismold. That's an underrated card. That thing's cool.
Griswold's a fucking freak, dude. Look at that guy.
Yeah, he's weird. Dude, I okay.
Okay.
I think I've been converted just in this conversation.
I might be troll pilled now.
Yeah, we might be troll pilled. So I think we might have to put trolls in this Sparks Joy. Someone needs to build a troll deck and send it to us, or one of us will do it. I'm kind of down for
Yeah.
trolls.
If you got a fun troll deck, send it over. Maybe we could play the list or something like that over Moxfield.
Yeah, definitely a Moxfield deck. That's why I love Moxfield so much. It's just like I'm just gonna play trolls for the evening and see what happens, and I'm not down any money.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Maybe I'll do that tonight. But or you should do it. You have a Guillaume, right? That's like a $12 card now.
Oh shit, is it really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's nuts.
Yeah. Happens when it's the commander deck.
I know.
Um yeah, maybe we'll do some brewing after this. I'll have a little drinky poo and sit outside and brew some decks. I gotta finish my post the enchanter deck too.
Oh,
I
nice.
really want to play that deck, yeah. But let's just jump into kitty cats. I think cats are like kind of crazy.
I'm the opposite. I think cats as a type are stinky.
I'll say I just know every time Brody plays that Selesnya cat deck, it is a menace.
But I've had that deck, and then I turned it into Ren and Siri, and that deck it never does anything. You cast the cats, and then they just don't do anything. Like you can, like yeah, like Arabo. I think Arabo is like a little pushed to make cats do something, but they don't. They don't do anything. You make one cat like an 8/8, and it's like okay.
That's fair.
You send an 8/8
Yeah.
at someone's face, and then they block it, and then like it has trample maybe, and they'll take 5 damage.
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, I'm realizing a lot of that synergy comes from not them being cats, but them being green and white.
Yeah, and like
Because
they
it's a
just
lot of like
don't.
lifelink stuff and a lot of like counter stuff, you
And
know?
equipment, like a lot of them care about equipment
Yeah.
because a lot of them are Leonins from Mirrodin.
Isn't there like an aura shards type deal that cares about cats though? So like whenever you
Yeah,
play a cat, it
there's
blows
two.
up an artifact or enchantment. Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, Quasali Slingers is like whenever it ETBs blow up an artifact or enchantment, and like Feline Sovereign, whenever it deals damage, you destroy an artifact or enchantment because they like knocking stuff over, which is good flavor.
Yeah,
But I tried the cat deck 2 times, and I've taken apart 2 times because it
that's
just
fair.
I don't know. Maybe I'm bad at building them, but in my experience, um, just gameplay wise, they didn't do anything for me.
Are we saying cats might be stinky?
I think they're kind of stinky, dude. They just don't do anything.
All right. Let's say cats are stinky.
Maybe meh. Maybe put them in meh.
No, because miso is actually stinky. I think cats do deserve to be in stinky. Because that little dude will rip a fart and not care.
What about insects slash spiders?
I think it's meh.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
fun, but it doesn't. It's kind of suffers from the same things cats do. Like
Like,
insects make insects, but insects don't care about insects. I guess if that makes sense.
yeah, like we have both of these decks in our pod. Like we have a Brody has the
They're both played by Brody. Oh no!
no,
Sean's got one, doesn't
yeah,
he?
Sean has the spider deck, and this I
Yeah.
don't think the spider deck is real. Like he plays it because he loves it, which is a very valid reason to play it. And I always like watching him play it. He has a lot of fun with it. But I like because he doesn't even play. It's not even a spider in the command zone. He plays the tree folk that
Oh, it's
does.
a big butts deck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big butts deck, which is a good fit for spiders, but it's not a spider in the command zone. It's a tree folk in the command zone.
It's not like spiders get +1, +2 or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like spiders assign combat damage to their butt size or something.
yeah, and you got Ishkanah, and Ishkanah is like a graveyard delirium. He ETBs makes a bunch of spiders equal to your graveyard, but that's more of like good in the 99 of a graveyard deck, not really in the command zone. That I think personally. And then we got the new Lord of the Rings one, and all I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talk about the card, and like when they end up playing it, it ends up just not doing anything. So I don't think spiders are real yet,
Yeah.
which sucks, but because they're cool.
Yeah. I
And
feel like
Sean, I
we're always going to
respect.
be.
I respect your love for the spiders and that you play that deck, and I like that deck when you play it. If you're watching this, but I just don't think they're real yet. But I think yeah, a meh because they're cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a fun concept. It's just like not all the parts are there yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I feel like that's insects and spiders are each one of those types where they've been like leaking little bits in each set. Like each set has a spider or an
Yeah,
insect. You know what I mean? But there's not like a set that where they're like, this is we're green and blacks. It's all the insects. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think meh is perfectly fine.
What about ninjas? What do you think about ninjas?
I like really don't know because I feel like you only build them one way.
Yep, it's Yuriko.
Yeah. Or Satoru,
Yeah,
which is still almost being ends up being almost the same deck.
yeah, and I think Yuriko is a mistake card. Like I think it's like a CDH card, and that's it. What sucks, but that card is so pushed, and like the Commander Ninjutsu was like a mistake. Like it's, I think that card is a problem. I don't think it's fun to play against in casual pods. Like every time you play that, it just makes like it just kind of ruins games. Every time I played against it, like it's never been fun.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
oh,
just
I have like temporal trespass on top, and I deal 9 to you, and then I take an extra turn, and then I do it again. It's like that's not like a ninja deck, Like it's not like being sneaky and like And then Satoru's cool because it makes other things ninjas.
yeah, it lets you sneak stuff out just from your hand no matter what it is. But yeah, I just don't think it's even all there yet. You know what I mean? There's just not even a whole lot of stuff for it. It's like those are really the only two options. And
Yeah,
one of them's like clearly stronger than the other one.
I think it's too strong to exist. I don't think Yuriko should exist. It's a sweet CDH deck though. It's fun.
Yeah. And I think Satoru is fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a step, but the other thing is that then it's like you're in a Tovlar situation where you're playing one thing because it's kind of your only option
Hmm.
in a casual sense. So that's like not super, that's not fun.
Yeah. Satoru is like fine though. Like I don't think that card's a problem at all. Maybe put ninjas in meh.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
think? Because
I think
Satoru's
so.
cool, Yuriko's annoying. What about Hydras? What do you think about Hydras?
I don't know, dude. Hydras, I think, are pretty fun. I like that they're all X cards and stuff.
The X thing
Um,
is really, really compelling to me.
yeah. Also, one of my headphones just died. I don't know how much longer I've got.
We'll fly through these.
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Hydras, I think they spark joy. I think they're cool. They do the X thing, which is really interesting. They have some cool commanders. Like Zaxara is really cool. It's like Sultai Hydras. And they also have, there's like a teamer one now. It's not a Hydra, but it's
And Mother Goose.
Mother Goose is a cool card. And there's cool Hydras.
This
So,
sparks joy. Solid.
yes.
Skeletons.
Skeletons are stinky.
Stinky. I wish they were better.
Because they're cool. Because they're skeletons. They're bony boys. Who doesn't like a bony boy? But
Yeah.
they don't do anything. They just fall
Yeah.
apart,
And
and
there's some
then
cool cards for him, but there's no commanders that give a shit.
yeah, yeah. There's that one card from AFR that's so cool.
Yes.
Skeleton Swarm.
Yes. Yes. That
That
card
card
is
is
so much fun.
that card is so cool. Cool skeleton. What's it called? I think it's called Skeleton Swarming.
I think Skeleton Swarm.
I don't see it anywhere.
Skeletal Swarming.
Yes. Each skeleton you control is trample, attacks, and get in each combat if able, and gets +X+O, where X is the number of other skeletons you control. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 1/1 black skeleton creature token. If a creature dies this turn, create 2 of those tokens instead. So this card's so cool. That thing is so
Yeah.
cool.
It
Um,
needs a
it needs a home.
Golgari skeleton thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you could just kind of put it in a generic Goldari aristocrats graveyard deck thing, and it'd probably be cool. But
Yeah. But it needs its own thing.
it doesn't have a home yet.
Yeah.
Next up, demons/devils/tieflings. I grouped these together specifically because of one card I think is really, 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 really cool. While I'm looking it up, just before that, what do you think about this creature type, demons and devils kind of things?
I think they're fine. I don't really know. I'm thinking of like Rakdos, Lord of Riots and stuff, but that's
Mhm.
about it.
This card I think is sweet, and I have a build on Scryfall I haven't played yet, but I think it's cool because it groups them all together and it's really interesting. Raphael, Fiendish Savior, 3 black and red. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1/+1 and have a life link. At the beginning of each instep, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, and when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target, and then it also has life link, so you can gain a life from that. So when you group them all together,
Rakdosak.
I think they're cool. They're
I'd
interesting. Like
say
looking at when you like looking into building this deck, there's a lot of synergy. And it's also like a just a aggressive Rakdos deck where it's like you're just chucking devils and demons and imps
yeah.
at your opponents. They
Or
either
you're
take the
doing
damage or they
sacrifice
block them
stuff.
and they die, and then you get value from them dying. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's just this
I'd
one
say
deck.
the sparks joy. I think it's fun. Yeah, but it is just that one deck, but that's fun.
So I'm going to put them in the Sparks Joy for now.
Solid. What
Okay,
about the next one?
I'm going to bat for these guys. I think allies are super cool
Hell yeah. I'll say
because they
I'll let you
all
have the floor.
because it's 5 color soup deck, but the creature types are bad, so it's okay. It's when it's a good 5 color soup deck, it's boring. But when it's a bad 5 color soup deck, now we're talking because they're cool. And they all, it's like when an ally enters, like all the other allies care, like do and trigger and like do things. I think they're cool. I think they're fun. I want to
Where
build
you
it.
want to put them?
Probably in meh. They're bad. They are bad.
Hell yeah. Oh, I'll build trolls, you'll build allies, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, what about rebels?
I would say probably stinky.
Yeah. Rebels are
Unless
like
you want to tutor for rebels. If you want to tutor for rebels, play
yeah.
rebels.
Same with
But if you
mercenaries. Have
don't,
you ever seen the old mercenary cards from like they're like black, the black version of rebels. It's like you can like
oh,
pay
okay.
2 and tap a creature to search a mercenary with like 1 more mana cost than that mercenary. So you just like go tutor up and then you just play
You
all
like
these bad mercenaries that don't do anything. But it's really
nice.
cool.
Fuck yeah.
But same category with rebels. Rebels are like an old creature type with like Lyn Civi, I believe. Um,
Hmm.
and it was like the standard deck, and like I think it got banned. Something from this deck got banned. Yeah, Lyn Civi X, search library for a rebel card with converted mana cost X or less. Put that card into play, then shuffle your library. Put target rebel card from a graveyard on the bottom of your library so you can keep searching for them. So you're looping. What's interesting about this card is that it used to be the legend rule applied on both sides of the field. So like only one player could have a Lyn Civi, and whoever got it first won the game. So it's like very toxic play patterns. Um, Nowadays, this doesn't do anything. Like you can have your mean rebel deck, and I'm happy for you, but they don't do it.
Yeah, that's about it. All they do.
No. What about dogs? What do you think about dogs?
Say dogs are kind of stinky too, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot, unfortunately.
They
It's
just
kind of
are roped into into cats because of M21 and Rin and Siri, and I don't like that deck. I think that deck is not really good, unfortunately, because
yeah.
it should be
Dogs are
cool. Dogs and cats living together in harmony is so cute, but dogs don't have the support yet,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Dogs are like almost exclusively just like support cards.
Like Selfless Savior,
Yeah. Or spirited companion.
Spirited Companion is a dope card. They have some really sweet cards. Bolt Hound is awesome. Have you seen that card?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That card's underrated. That card
So that
is
the cost 1 mana, 1 red.
no, it's two in a red.
Oh,
Haste. Whenever it attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+0 until end of turn. Which is when you go wide, that's pretty good. So I think
yeah.
in lower power decks, this card is pretty cool, and it looks cool. It's like a Greyhound.
And it's an elemental too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So underrated card. That card's cool.
Yeah. That's sick. Nice.
But yeah, dogs aren't
But
good,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Not yet.
Well, okay. So here's a big one. What do you think about Merfolk?
I don't know. I've never played a Merfolk deck. I don't know if I've ever played against one, but I do think the idea of them is fun.
Hmm.
But I also know that they're kind of a meme. There's not like a whole. But they've gotten a bunch more stuff recently, and they have a bunch of lords. And there's the one that gives everything Island Walk, which is kind of
Yeah,
fucked up. I
I
don't know if
think
I'd
they.
say they're goaded, but
I think they're cool. It's definitely like a compelling aesthetic. Like they look badass.
yeah,
Um, and I think they're in an awkward spot where like they're spread across like several color pairs. Like you have the Simic ones from Ixalan, you have the mono blue ones, and then you have like Azorius ones from Lorwyn. And then the support is kind of spread. It's mostly in mono blue and then Simic, but then you want some. We need a Bant one, is what I'm saying. We need a Bant legendary Merfolk that says whenever you Merfolk do something, like put a counter on a Merfolk, and then I think Merfolk are sweet. The new one seems pretty good. The new 4 mana, all your Merfolk explore. That thing is objectively powerful.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know. It's if you aesthetically love Merfolk, I think that card is enough. But it's not enough for me to dive in. No pun intended. So I think so. Maybe top of Meh or the Sparks Joy, kind of in between.
I would say the Sparks Joy.
Okay, I can live. Last but not
Pirates.
least, we got Pirates.
Is Pirates on there twice?
Yeah,
Oh,
just ignore it.
what do you
I
think about? I
think
love Pirates.
I've had a pirate deck twice now, and I'm going to say it as an expert on pirates. I'm going to say it. Pirates are stinky. Pirates are stinky. Pirates don't do enough to have a deck. They just don't. They care about like playing other people's stuff, which sucks. Playing other people's stuff is like almost like sometimes it's like it can be cool. Like wild stuff can happen when you play other people's stuff, but also nothing can happen when you play other people's stuff. Because like your deck, their stuff doesn't synergize with your deck. Unless
Yeah,
you're in pods where you're playing just generic staples and just playing like high power only cards, then it can be really really good. But if you're in a pod where you're playing like jank synergy stuff, like how we play, like you're just getting like just bad cards that don't do anything, you know? So like it really just depends. And so they steal
yeah,
stuff and then they make treasure, which is objectively powerful, but that's it. So like it just my pirate deck wasn't a pirate deck, it was a treasure deck. It was just use somebody because it was Malcolm. It's because Malcolm is busted. It's not that pirates are good, it's that Malcolm
yeah.
is a busted piece of cardboard because Malcolm goes infinite with cards, and he makes mana, and he flies in the command zone. So Malcolm is a mistake because he has partner.
Yeah.
That's why pirates are good because he makes treasure.
Well, and then you also have the outlet with Glinthorn Buccaneer. So
Yes,
there's just like infinite combos baked into being pirates. But yeah,
yes,
like playing normal pirates, there's not like a fuck ton of synergy.
yeah, and like it's just like there's some good generic pirates like hostage takers good,
Oh yeah.
Warkite Marauders like okay, but
I think
there's
the
no
new
synergy.
Admiral
Beckett
Beckett
Brass.
Brass is kind of fun. Like recursion, where you recur your pirates and they're 4/4s. You know what I mean? Like that could be kind of fun just because a 4/4 is a beater. So like,
Yeah. But compare
um,
that to what the dinosaurs are doing or what the merfolk are doing, where it's like, okay, all my merfolk attack and then I draw a million cards and I could draw all the lands in my deck into my hand, or they all just get buff. And it's like you're just going
yeah,
wide. And then it's like, okay, my one pirate died and now it's back. My bad pirate died and now it's back as a 4/4. And it's like, who cares? Like, I cast one dino and I get another dino for free. Like, that doesn't compare at all. The pirates don't do anything.
yeah. The pirates don't even make like pirate tokens or like a crew token or anything like that.
There's one that makes a pirate token. You have to pay two. It's like whenever you cast the pirate,
Oh,
pay two and make another pirate. And it's like the dino, you just cast the dino, you get another dino
you
for
make
free.
another dino. Yeah,
So pirates are stinky. Pirates don't do anything.
toss them in the stink pile.
Unfortunately, because they're cool. They're fucking pirates. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean? That movie's awesome. I want pirates to be good, is what I'm saying. I'm this passionate about it because I wanted them to be sweet. Commander Legends came out and I
Yeah,
was like, pirates are cool. And pirates don't do anything.
no, which sucks,
Sorry, pirates. But
dude. I'm looking at
yeah.
this list. I think dinosaurs should move up to goaded.
That's what I'm saying. Dinosaurs are
Yeah.
good. They're crazy. Yeah, but that's our list. We got elves, zombies, dragons, goblins, and dinosaurs in goaded. In This Sparks Joy, we have Eldrazi, wizards, cephalids. We got to put them down. They're in med. Cephalids don't do anything. we were
That's
coping.
fair. I mean, we could put cephalids in stinky for real if we were being
Okay,
honest.
okay, we were coping on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Fairies,
I was coping on a lot of these.
yeah, fairies are great. Angels, vampires, trolls are staying in This Sparks Joy for sure.
Absolutely.
Hydras, demons, devils, tieflings, and imps, and merfolk are in the Spark Joy. And meh, we got allies, elementals, humans, Phyrexians, generic dudes with swords, all those. Slivers, spirits, bears, insects and spiders, and ninjas. And then in Stinky, we have rebels, cephalids, pirates, cats, rats, werewolves, skeletons, and dogs.
I think that's a pretty solid list, actually. I like that.
I think that's definitive. I don't know how you
Yeah.
can complain about any of this. And if you want to, you can do it in the comments of this video after you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah. And the like button.
You can also find us on TikTok. We post there daily. We're so close to 1,000 followers, and when we get to 1,000 followers, we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to win
Yeah.
something for free Magic cards, all you have to do is just hit follow over there.
Yeah. We make fun videos. Tyler makes fun videos. And then give us a follow on Twitter. In whatever app that you're listening to the podcast, give us a little 5-star review because that definitely helps as well. Um, and yeah, thanks for listening. I think that's it. You don't ever need to listen to another tier list about creature types ever again. This was it.
This is it.
Have a good night or a good day in paradise. We love you. Bye bye.
Bye.